Shout out to Earth, Wind, and Fire for closing the month of September. I love them. They're about truly legends, okay? How do you make an amazing, iconic song such as September, okay? 21st of September, but we played it all month, baby. At least I did. It doesn't get better than that. That's just iconic. Iconic. You know what I hate more than having chapped lips on a cold day? Evites. You be minding your own business and then somebody comes and they're like, hey, I'm having a party, a little get together. I'm going to send you the Evite, whether you asked or not. It's kind of like a give and take. Sometimes you're like, oh, that's cool. Or like, interesting. And then they just like automatically just send you with the Evite. And then they patiently waiting in the bushes of whether you're going to accept the invitation or not. And then if you hit a maybe, they're like, I noticed you said a maybe. What's going on here, bud? Is that a yes or a no? I need to know. And it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure for me to accept an invitation when I don't even know if I feel like going or not. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming back. So as we get further into the cold season, I'm starting to notice that the family photo shoots are coming out. Everybody's about to have the holiday parties. And I also noticed that a lot of people around this time, for some, this is when we decide we want to get married, have that winter wonderland wedding, a nice little fall pumpkin fest wedding. Some people, they go to the extremes of having a Halloween themed wedding. Spooky and scary, a bang for your buck, along with saying I do and being married, which also for some people serve as a horrifying story enough. But today I wanted to go on the internet, in the interwebs of Reddit, specifically Reddit. I like it. It's a nice little wild place, very informative. A lot of collective opinions from walks of life, giving you advice on simple common things. And then there's the other side of Reddit that's just super weird. I like to keep my boundaries, I don't want to do too much of a deep dive, but I wanted to see some of these horror stories that people have, specifically with weddings and baby showers, because that's usually like the big things around these times. And yeah. All right, hold on. First things first, before we even get into it, this is the tomfoolery that I be talking about, man. Like couples t-shirts. Nobody asked for it. Hear me out, okay? I get that you're in love. Okay, I get that we have reached the peak of what's in the relationship, babes. I get it. But certain things, I don't want to know. Certain things are like destructive to my eyes. It will burn in my memory forever. And then I have to go to therapy and deal with that trauma. Okay? Like, we got here a Thanksgiving t-shirt that I know is Facebook quality. The one thing that I ask is that if we're gonna do bad fashion and you're gonna terrorize my timeline with stuff like this, at least make a good quality product. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the Gilead something ad t-shirts and the iron sticky print things that I can get, off of Google and just look up on YouTube for a 5-minute tutorial. This shirt, it says, I made the stuffing. And I'm so stuffed with a little turkey. This is essentially, it's turkey basting.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
So here we have our first story. It was a best friend of mine who was very frugal. So I figured she was going to have a reasonable wedding and a bachelorette party. I shared my monetary concerns with her too, that I worked and went to school and couldn't take off much time. She didn't have many friends. So it was only me and one other girl as bridesmaid. That's a whole red flag right there. When you say you don't have that many friends, it gets real scary. No disrespect to anybody who's a loner, but is that even a bachelorette party? Is that even like a wedding party on her end? That's more of just like a group hangout. There is no party. I know it says, what is it, like 3 makes a trio or 3 makes a couple, company, something, but like that's mad depressing. Like, there is no party. It's just 3. She asked us to hand make all of her decorations for the wedding. I put in 15 hours a week hand making decorations, all outside of working and going to school full time. So sis had a whole part-time job. Sis had a whole part-time job helping out her friend who has no friends. She is the good friend. I spent nearly $1,000 on the whole ordeal. Not to mention I did her hair and makeup for free for the wedding. I just felt largely taken advantage of and unappreciated. We are no longer friends. Good job. Learn to walk away. She was her hairdresser, her makeup artist, along with making the decorations. She did 3 jobs in one. I promise you she wasn't even the maid of honor. It was probably the other friend. That's the real shock and twist. You couldn't even like cash at me, expenses, maybe a little $5, $10 here. Nah, man. She said, because you my friend, let me tell you something. Just because you are friends with people doesn't mean that you can just screw them over like this. That's exactly why you ain't got no friends. Her friends are not her friends. Her friends are acquaintances that she uses to supply her means. She's definitely that friend that does not pay when we go out. They said split the bill. She said, I'll cash app you the money later. So the next story that we have is a friend of mine in college was getting married at 19 because she was a super conservative Christian and she wanted to have sex. This man. She did not care about the love of Christ. I promise you she didn't even go to Bible study. She was one of those friends in college that she joined the church group, but she didn't join for the sake of Christ. No. She joined for the sake of that nut. Ooh, she was on her knees, but not to pray. No. 19, that's like she just got out of high school. I don't blame her. It's not her. It's most definitely her parents. It's, conservatism as its whole. She wanted to find the loophole. She found the exact loophole and she said, if this is the only way, then it is what it is. I promise you she grabbed the first boy that talked to her, like when she went into her first 8 a.m. class, because she's the type that is like on time, made sure she had all her credits and everything together. The first man that came into that class, she said, God told me that you were my husband. We have to get married now. Ooh. Between the time I agreed to be the bridesmaid and a couple of months before the wedding, I lost some weight. She got super pissed at me because she wanted to be the skinny one on stage and threw me out of the wedding party. And this is, oh well. She really was over here elevating herself, doing her friend a favor, which in turn, she really did herself a favor. And she said, you know what? There can only be one skinny girl, all right? She was afraid she was going to one-up her. Yo, that's crazy. And then somebody says, she got messed up priorities. Good riddance. Good riddance to you. You old hag, you old jealous wench. I love it. I think that this is what happened. She lost the weight, right? She did her Stairmaster. She did her juicing and her cleansing. Waist was snatched, okay? It was like pop back who? She came in and her fiance saw her and definitely wanted to go with her. It's like that meme. I'm going to put it in there. That guy that's with the girl and then he like looks and he looks at the other girl behind him. That's what happened. And she said, you know what? It can only be one. You're out. It was the jealousy that crept up on her and she kicked her out. She said no competition at all. I didn't make it to the wedding. I was best friends with the woman. Literally, we did everything together. So like side note, right? Friendships with friends, that can hurt way more than friendships with a spouse or a significant other. Like, it be hitting different. It be hitting hard. Like, not trying to be depressing, but like, it does. It's a different type of hurt. She assembled her wedding party and didn't invite me. She threw me my bachelorette, witnessed my marriage. I found out later I wasn't invited because I was overweight and her mother thought that would limit bridesmaid dress choices and throw the wedding photos off. At least I know I dodged a bullet. Period. Okay? We out here self-care, self-worth. I'm sorry for her though. Her mom was a hater. Her mom, here's the thing, right? If somebody's weight bothers you that much, it's a little bit of a deflection of yourself, okay? The insecurity was rising up that she was probably confident in her own body and was probably fine, didn't even care. And the mom was like, you know what? It's just gonna throw it off, for whatever reason. Too long didn't read. Pay $3,750 each for my bridal shower. Dye your hair, and oh, by the way, I didn't get you food because you're not a normal guest. Can you let me know how to return your gift for store credit?
Oh my.
Friend from college. We spent 3 months planning her bridal shower. She was not involved at all. I can already tell that this is a bad choice, bad journey. When she finally looked at the plans 1 week before the party, she said it wasn't what she had in mind. Let me tell you something. You give me the responsibility of planning everything and you don't want to do nothing. We're going to do what is already planned. There is no option B. It's take it and leave. She then delays the wedding, which every one of her 400 guests have already made travel accommodations for, so that she can have her dream bridal shower. Plans $25,000 weekend in Vegas. That's loan money. That's a car payment type money. That's a payment down to get a new car type money. Booked presidential suite for herself and economy rooms for us, which she expected us to double up in. So y'all ain't her friends. Y'all are her assistants. Y'all are the PAs on set and she's the star. This is a scam. This is not, you're being scammed. She said, you know what, double up. Okay, listen here. It's like a concentration camp. Wanted us to pay for the trip between us all evenly, $3,570 per person. And this isn't even including her. She said, you're my bridesmaid. You're kind of supposed to pay for my bridal shower. I wish I had that type of privilege in life just to say that to people. Do you understand how far off you have to be to really say that? That because, you're my bridesmaids. I don't have to pay for anything. What are you talking about? That's privilege, babes. That's it. That's like the textbook definition of privilege. I wish I had that type of privilege just to say it anywhere, Day of the wedding, she informs me that I need to dye my hair and pay for it myself because my hair color is too similar to hers and wouldn't be distracting. Here's the one theme that I'm noticing in these horror stories. It really is like the bride has no friends, no social skills, and just no empathy or sympathy, and just really gets people around them in order to feel like you have company and you have friends and you just use them to your advantage. This person, those are sociopaths, psychopaths, maybe one, maybe both. This wasn't even part of the contract. She probably made them sign a contract. This wasn't even part of the contract. To top it all off, she informed us the ceremony that to save money, we wouldn't be served a meal along with the rest of the guests. You already had the privilege of being in my wedding, so what more can you ask for? Yo, she's a whole dictator. This is like key dictatorship. She said, you know what? I gave you the privilege of being near my presence and being a part of my day. You think I'm supposed to feed you? You think food is a necessity? Not my problem. It's above me now. I didn't contact her again after the wedding. She reached out to me and asked how to return my gift for store credit. I never replied. She's cut from a different cloth. Do you understand the boldness you have to have in order to ask me where to return my gift that I gave to you for store credit? Yo, she didn't care about nobody. This was the way for her to get another bag to secure money. She didn't want gifts in the first place. She probably thought it was cheap to ask for money since so many people paid for money to come to an event that she had no input or money for. This is a Ponzi scheme. I'm pretty sure this is a Ponzi scheme. She scammed her friends out of money in order to even get more money by returning their gifts for store credit. Yo, that's a mastermind. She really played the game. Next one that we have, Mill threw me her perfect baby shower. Now, first of all, before we even get into it, I thought it said MILF. And I was like, oof, well, but can't MILFs also throw baby showers? I mean, if they are a MILF, you're going to end up throwing a baby shower. Somebody is going to be involved in that activity. I'm sorry. Here's another fun story how my Mill doesn't listen. So that means she already has multiple stories about this Mill. If she wants to have something, then damn it, she's going to give it to you. Even if you tell her you don't want it, even if you tell her repeatedly that you don't want it, if she wants you to want it, you're going to have it. No is not part of the conversation. No is not. It's like yes. Even when you say no, she said you meant yes. She's a Karen. I feel like mother-in-laws sometimes are like the heightened level, the boss level of a Karen, because on top of you already being so high maintenance and being so picky, it's like you have to be in control of everything. I give you the story of my baby shower, i.e. the grandma shower she threw herself. She said, she said, don't worry about the baby. It's the grandma shower, okay? It's my time. It's my time. My time to shine. DH and I announced our pregnancy to both of our parents at the same time. DH, I feel like that means divorce husband. I could be completely wrong, but that's the only thing that comes to mind. Unless it's her husband's name and she's just using initials for confidentiality. I feel like eventually they got divorced. The grandma probably got so much in the way. She said, you know what? I'm walking away. Marry your mom instead, which happens to a lot of people, believe it or not. While my mom was still scraping her jaw off the floor in shock, my mill was already planning the baby shower and had claimed the privilege of purchasing all the nursery furniture. How can you claim privilege to something that is not yours? It's their kid and you're the grandma. But she said, no, it's my grandson. Therefore, we're doing what I want. I want to have that type of privilege in the world. You know, like I claim privilege to this parking spot. No, you can't have this seat. I claim privilege to that. End of story. You have to be a different type of crazy to even try to claim the privilege. For context, I am a pretty private person. I have a very tight circle close of friends, and I'm not really much for being the center of attention. I'm not reclusive or anything, but I just don't like being fawned over. Mill is the exact opposite. The more the merrier. Big smiles, big hugs. She's definitely the one that like crams everybody in the photo. And she's like, you better smile. Okay, smile. Why aren't we smiling? Smile, be happy. Yeah. I'm pretty sure DH, he had a very traumatic childhood. I'm pretty sure he was forced into all the family photos. He probably didn't get his first girlfriend until he turned 20. So essentially for her baby shower, she wanted close friends and family, no more than 30 people. I like that because you only need people that you like at events that deal with personal things, such as me pushing a baby outside my body. You know, like if I don't like you, I don't want you there. You know, I don't think we're going to cherish this moment right now or ever. I like how she specifically talks about no baby games. She says no baby games. Absolutely no baby games. I hate them so much. I've attended enough showers that I don't think I have it in me to do one more word scramble, one more guess the girth, or one more what babies cost competition. Babies cost a lot of money. Babies cost a mortgage and like 4 student loans. Guess the girth, it's a little creepy. Also, nobody wants to eat like fake poo out of a diaper. You know, I only came to celebrate you, get my gifts, maybe get drunk. If you have drinks at a baby shower, are we that irresponsible? I don't know. You do what you want, except for at this one. You do what she wants because she claimed the privilege. It's her baby shower. So essentially, keep it simple, stupid. Yo, this is a vent. This is like a venting letter for her. She said, keep it simple, stupid. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? That's what she wanted to say. Everything that she wrote in here is what she wanted to say in her mind. It's just she didn't have the courage at the time to do it. I just wanted something laid back and easy. Stress-free. Easy planning, easy execution. And I hear you. She invited 60 people. I don't even know half of them. Why? She had obligations. Obligations like inviting all your rich friends to maintain your friendship with them. Question mark? You know, I think grandma, this event was for her to keep her spot in the country club. She did this so that she could network and maintain the image of like a wealthy white woman. Co-ed? Nah. It has to be a ladies' party. So what did she do? Addressed the invitations to women only, then called up a few of them and told them verbally that their husbands were welcome to show up 2 hours later. You're telling me that her own husband, who he made half of the kid. Like, he can't come. He's not allowed to be there. He was there when it happened. Baby games. Oh boy, baby games. She couldn't stand the idea of not giving out prizes at a shower, so I had to come up with a compromise before the party, and I thought it would actually be fun. Since we didn't know the sex, I thought we could have a bet box. $1 to guess the sex and the birth date, winner to be announced after the birth. Max 5 guesses per person. That's actually not a bad idea. I actually really like that idea. Because when you go to a baby shower, it's not for me, it's for you. I really get nothing out of it, you know, which is fine. I mean, you know, it's your baby. You're the one that is filled with something inside of you. I'm just coming here for the food and to give you, you know, my present off of the wish list. First of all, in black baby showers, you always bring the meatballs, okay? If you don't have the meatballs, that ain't coming, you know? It's a different type of vibe. It's a different type of vibe. So essentially, she threw herself a shower. To her credit, her guest nearly emptied out my registry, and DH and I got some mad cash gifts, which are going straight into the savings account for the baby. So it all worked out. You know, it all came full circle. Yes, you threw a party that I didn't want, but she walked away with money for the kid. I mean, and if she's saying mad cash gifts, I would probably say between $2,000 to $5,000.
We're on drugs.
Maybe even more. Which is, you know, it all worked out. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. You know, these events, don't be friends with people who are like this, That's what I walked away from. If you have anybody who's making you pay for something that you did not ask to go to, don't go. Just be like, I have a thing. Or somebody died. You know, take a funeral. Do it with somebody who you hate. Is that bad advice? I don't know. I think the holidays, they bring out like the worst in people. I don't know why. I think it's because everybody just assumes that you're supposed to get together and do things and conversate. But some people, they just need to stay inside with themselves and their thoughts. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.